Hello, today I would like to show you a debugger called x64dbg. This debugger was created by Mr. Exodia, and when he was creating this debugger, his debugger was based on old Ollydbg, but the main difference is that the Olly is for 32-bit programs, and x64dbg, as its name says us, is for 64-bit programs. So here it is. I have already opened x64dbg and loaded a program in it. And the main difference you can see in the registry window. The bits, the registers are now 64 bits, not 32. That means there are 2 times more bytes. To be precise, now are 16 bytes in every register. Also, the difference is there are few more registers. You can see there here below, from R8 to R15. The place of windows are similar. Here is CPU window. Here are registers. Here is stack. And here is dump. The functionality added in 64dbg is that you can now have more dump windows at once. You can switch between them. In Olly, this functionality was added by some plugins, but here you have it in x64dbg without any plugins. So the toolbar is similar. You can restart your application, you can stop it, you can execute. Here you can pause, step into, step over, instruction, trace into, trace over, execute till return, run till user code. Here you can open a import reconstructor called Scylla. Here you have patches. That means the code you have changed. Here you have comments, labels, bookmarks, functions, variables. Here you can find strings in our program, find intermodular call, calculator, and check for updates. Here bigger are buttons CPU. That means here are our instruction to execute of our program. Here you can generate a graphic representation of your program, similar as in IDA. Here you have log of your executed program. You can also log things by yourself using scripts. Here are notes. You can write anything you want. If you don't want to forget anything, here are breakpoints. The great thing of breakpoints is that you have on all breakpoints, all type of breakpoints in this window. Here is software breakpoints, as you see, I have set already, and hardware breakpoints. And you can disable or enable them using spacebar. You can see now they are disabled. Here are hits. That means how many times the breakpoint is occurred. Here is memory map. Here are our loaded into x64dbg program. You can see it here. Wannabe UIF, exe, and also in this address space we have many DLLs. The good thing in x64dbg is that it have advantage from Ollydbg, that x64dbg point us exactly where our REP pointer where it is. You can see it on which address. You can see it marked by black color here. We are exactly, this is it. Our REP instruction register point us where in the code we are exactly. In Olly we have also this register, but in another form, because they are, like as I said on the beginning, in Olly we have 8 bytes available. 4 bytes available. That means 32 bits. And here we have 8 bytes available. That means 64 bits. And the difference is also in name, because in Olly the registers name of the register begin on A, on E, and in x64dbg the register name start on R. Here you can see Olly, how it looks like, the registry started by E, and there are half of the space of x64dbg. So in memory we can also set a memory breakpoints, for example on access, and if we want to the breakpoint occur once, we set a single shot breakpoint, or if many times we click restore. Now we can see here appeared in breakpoint window also a memory breakpoint. But we don't need this. So let's disable it, pressing spacebar. Here is call stack. Call stack is just representation of stack. If you go deep into the calls, you can find this handy. Here is structured exception handler. Here is script. You can load the file or just paste a copied script. Here in symbols window, we can see the name of imported function. Source, I don't use this window. Reference, it can show us searched strings or place of code. For example, here this is the call. So we go into it by pressing enter. Then right click, find references to, and selected address. And then we have it in the reference window. So only from one place, only one call point to that address. And this is it. You can do similar things with jumps, or you can search for current module string reference. Then it finds strings in the current module. The next are threads. The next handles. The next trace. The trace window is not good as in Ollydbg, because in Olly you can trace execution of program and then go back and forth in it. The x64dbg only print execute. We can force it to print our executed instruction, but you can't see every instruction and the details. You can't go back and forth in x64dbg. Here are strings. this button is not related with those strings which I'll show you few moments earlier. This strings is added by plugin, and it gives us more possibilities. So now I will show you some plugins. Here is Cella. Import opened and as third-party software. You can report imports here. Same similar program as import impreg, but this is for x64 programs. It also have Scylla, also have x32 version. The next is ASLR removal. This remove the address space layout randomization. That means the program now will not be loaded in the random address of memory. The next is multi-line ultimate assembler. This plugin help us to type many instructions at once and modify the existing instruction, not one by one, but all at once. Here is Ollydbg, a plugin for dumping a memory image, similar as Ollydump in Olly. The next are strings. I have told you about them. Here is API break plugin. If you don't want place a breakpoint in CPU window, you can use this plugin. Check a DLL and API name, API function. The interesting option is that you can set a breakpoint on API caller. I sometimes use that. So you can get a breakpoint from the call that call a API in DLL. The next is x64dbg script. This plugin extend existing script feature in x64dbg. I find this really handy. I have already recorded one video when I used this plugin. it was about private exe protector. Here is the built-in script menu, and in Olly we have also a script option, but it was in Olly was added by plugin Olly script. Here we have built-in script menu, as you can see this, and here is our extension for x64 plugin. So the next is X-Analyzer. It can analyze the code and show us the comments and where are the current function. The next difference between Olly and x64dbg is that in x64dbg, when you click instruction, for example, a call or a jump, you will be able to modify the instruction. But in Olly, when you click on call or jump, then you will go when it points. In dump window in x64dbg, I have changed colors. Now the blue one are zeros, as you can see. Zeros and FF opcodes, as you can see here. The black one are ASCII characters. As you can see, this is H, this is D, 44, or here is V. The next difference between the both debuggers is when you select the bytes and edit them, they change the color. Same is Olly, but if you want receive the previous value, which was on the beginning, you have to select and click Ctrl and backspace. In Olly, the shortcut is Alt and backspace. The next difference is that in x64dbg, when you want to change place of your debugger, for example, from desktop to from C drive to D drive, then in 64dbg you don't have to change the path of plugins and and UDD folder. In x64dbg, the change is made automatically, but in Olly you have to change the path in two places in settings. So I have also written two plugins for x64dbg. The first one is create backup. You can see it here. This is the first one, and the second one is reverse clipboard. So let me present you the first one plugin. The main idea was to do same option as exists in Ollydbg, but in vanilla x64dbg is unavailable. So the create backup show us where the code of the program debugged by x64dbg make change in the code or in the data section. So let me show you. We are here at entry point. Let's copy the address. This one, for example, copy address or press Ctrl X. On entry point, press spacebar and then move the word, open bracket, paste address, close bracket, comma, and 8 Fs. The next difference between Ollydbg and x64dbg is that in Olly you have to alphanumerical character placed 0 before F here, like this, but now in x64dbg this is not necessary. So let's press OK. We can see we have this instruction on entry point. The next thing what I have to do now is I have to add a permission to write into this section, into text section. So right click, set page memory rights, select all, set rights. Now we can see we have all rights to this memory page here. So now let's use my plugin. Let's in CPU window, right click, create backup, make snapshot. Now let's click here or press F7. Now you can see the bytes are overwritten here at this address. There are changed, but the x64dbg don't see it as a change. We have type manually, like here on the beginning. This is marked with white color here, and here our F's are not. That means in patch window we have only the first instruction showed. So now let's right click, create backup, and select compare snapshot. Now you can see the bytes are marked SF, white color, and in patch window now this is available. And now we can, for example, save these changes into exe file, or we can just disable and return to previous value by pressing Ctrl backspace, or just in patch window we can disable it here, and we have previous value. The next plugin I would like to show you is, as I said, reverse clip. This plugin is very simple and it only reverses the order of copied bytes. I use this, for example, when I want to reverse the API address bytes. For example, here we have some bytes. Let's copy them. Right click, binary, copy, press Shift and C. Let's paste it here. And we can see on the beginning the order is the same. On the beginning is 48. Now let's press favorites, reverse clipboard, and now you can see the order, the space between. There is no more space between, and the order is different. And the 48 is on the end. It's in the end. So I think that will be all what I wanted to show you. I hope you like my work and see you next time.